Good morning, and thank you for being here this morning. I'm Lisa Derderian, Lisa Derderian, Public Information Officer for the City of Pasadena. And after not having a parade last year, we're really looking forward to kicking off our parade this year and welcoming thousands of visitors to Pasadena, but we really need to stress that safety is a priority. We're very fortunate in Pasadena to have our own health department, but to be safe, we need everybody to be fully vaccinated, and that includes a booster. So if you're not already vaccinated, you need to do it now so that you'll have both doses if needed, or at least your full dose, and you'll be ready for the parade and all the events that lead up to it. Hotels in Pasadena are sold out. Typically, visitors coming into town stay at many of our surrounding cities, and that's where we urge you to please check online or call the hotel you'll be staying at to get the latest protocol information for COVID. Because LA differs from LA County, differs from Pasadena. So please make sure you're prepared in knowing what the requirements are for staying in the hotels, going to the restaurants, and frequenting entertainment venues in the city that you're staying or will be going to. If you're camping along the parade route overnight, which is generation after generation, families, it's a tradition for many years, and we encourage that, but we need you to be safe. Stay in your own groups. It's a long night. People eat, they drink, they co-mingle with those next to them. Please stay within your own families or groups that you're with so you know who and who may not be vaccinated, because it's close proximity to each other when you're along the parade route, and that is a big concern of ours. Even if you're outside, wear a mask as a precaution if you're along the parade route overnight. It's for your protection because physical distancing along the parade route overnight may not be possible with the close proximity of people that gather and spend the night along the parade route. We do have mega events, the parade, the game, and Float Fest afterwards. Those are considered mega events where you must be vaccinated or show proof of a negative test within 72 hours. And help us not create a worst case scenario. With several factors that can contribute to the perfect storm, it's the thousands of travelers that are coming into town, people that are mixing outside of their households, those that have various reactions to how to follow the COVID protocols, and those that may not be vaccinated. So in short, the best thing you could do, get vaccinated, be protected, wear your mask, physically distance, and stay within your own groups along the parade route so you protect yourselves and others. Our numbers are rising in Pasadena for COVID positive tests, and they are throughout the state. So it's imperative that we want to keep everybody coming into town safe, and especially our own community. And with that, I want to turn it over to David Eades, the CEO of the Tournament of Roses.
All right, thank you, Lisa, and good morning, everybody. My name is David Eades. Last name is E-A-D-S, and I'm the Executive Director and CEO with the Pasadena Tournament of Roses. The Tournament of Roses is proud to present the 133rd Rose Parade and the 108th Rose Bowl game on January 1st. As Lisa mentioned, our number one priority is the safety and security of all of our guests and participants and volunteers. We want everyone to have a safe and healthy New Year's Day here in Pasadena, and everything we're doing is geared towards that. Both the Rose Parade, which is presented by Honda, and the Rose Bowl game, which is presented by Capital One Venture X, are only possible because of the extraordinary partnership and collaboration between the tournament, the city of Pasadena, the Rose Bowl Stadium, and the community. This year's theme is Dream, Believe, Achieve, and will include a celebration of perseverance and strength, of science and scientists, of health professionals, first responders, and essential workers. We've assembled an amazing parade with our traditional floral floats, marching bands, and equestrian units, and also some incredible musical performances. We also anticipate another extraordinary Rose Bowl game, which this year will feature the Ohio State University Buckeyes and the University of Utah Utes. After canceling last year's parade, we understood that vaccinations are key to returning to mass events. So again, as Lisa mentioned, we encourage everyone to get vaccinated, to get boosted, and to be prepared for this year's New Year's Day activities. We have secured the services of Curative to provide on-site COVID-19 testing the morning of the parade for any ticketed patrons in Television Corner area that need proof of a negative COVID test. The testing sites will also be available at Float Fest on January 1st and 2nd. COVID Clinic will be our partner at the Rose Bowl game and providing testing for unvaccinated persons attending the Rose Bowl game. That will begin on December 29th. So on December 29th, 30th, 31st, and January 1st, we will have testing site available at the Rose Bowl Stadium for anybody that needs proof of a negative 72-hour COVID test. We will also be providing wristbands for anyone who shows up on those dates and can provide either proof of vaccination or after they have proof of a negative COVID test. Wristbands will be accepted at Television Corner for the Rose Parade, at the Rose Bowl game, and also at Float Fest to expedite entry into all of these events. We also have a partnership with Clear, and patrons can download the Clear Health Pass app, upload proof of vaccination, and show the Clear app with green screen at entry points for, again, the Rose Bowl game, the Rose Parade, and Float Fest. I want to express my gratitude for all the important work that that takes place behind the scenes but is not always seen to the public. And I want to acknowledge our law enforcement personnel, including those at the federal, state, and local levels. I want to acknowledge the leadership of Police Chief John Perez and also Fire Chief Chad Augustine and their teams in making this year's New Year's Day possible. Together, we continue to make our safe event even safer. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Pasadena Police Chief John Perez.
Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Good morning. My name is John Perez, P-E-R-E-Z, Fire Chief for the City of Pasadena. Nobody caught that. All right. Once again, we are proud to welcome. Say again? Really? That's great. Police Chief John Perez, P-E-R-E-Z. That's wonderful to know that. We're in good hands. So once again, we welcome the world to Pasadena for the 133rd Tournament of Roses Parade, sponsored by Honda, and the 108th Rose Bowl game with Utah and Ohio State. So we really are looking forward to the world being back in Pasadena. We do urge our residents and our local visitors to Pasadena to visit our websites at the Police Department, the cityofpasadena.net, and also the Tournament of Roses and the Rose Bowl to grab the information that you need. From the police department standpoint, our goal is to create community along the hundreds of thousands of people that are visiting Pasadena. We want to ensure that everybody is taking care of one another, that we are one community, and we are here for each other in terms of safety. We have over 2,000 police personnel and safety and security personnel. We also have hundreds of federal partners that will be walking through the area. We have many features of security and safety that you'll see throughout the parade. But most of all, we want you to feel safe, be safe, and we want you to pay attention to the websites. We want you to ensure that you leave all the big ticket items behind. No furniture, no couches, no bonfires, all these things that usually we have to clean up. We really ask of you not to bring those into Pasadena. We want you to move light, prepare for the weather, and we want you to use your mobile devices in the right way. If you take your mobile devices and you visit these websites, you could save these tabs and you can ensure that you're able to visit them at any given point that you want. You're able to keep important information to hit it in a moment. And what we want you to do is keep phone numbers in your phone. The important phone numbers to have, I'll give you two, and then I'll close it out. The first is 626-744-7311 for general information for the city, but also the police department at 626-744-4241. Keep those numbers inside your phone so you always have them ready to go. I close out that everybody should visit our cityofpasadena.net website. The latest press release written by Lisa Dadarian offers all the resources in the community, phone numbers, and ways that you could take care of yourself in terms of the weather and things you should bring. So you're able to spend about an hour preparing on the websites. You'll be perfect for all that. So I appreciate you guys, and once again, we welcome the world to Pasadena, and we look forward to everybody being here. I'll see you out there. Thank you. Oh, let me introduce somebody. It's very important. This time I will introduce the Fire Chief, Chad Augustine, to the mic.
Thank you, Chief Perez. Good morning to each of you on this beautiful, chilly Pasadena morning. My name is Chad Augustine, CHADAUGUSTIN. I'm your Pasadena Fire Chief. I'm so excited to be standing here in front of you today, sharing information, because that means we're truly having the Rose Parade and Rose Bowl. These are very exciting times. From your fire department, safety is our top priority as thousands of people camp overnight along the parade route to enjoy the Rose Parade. While we're still a couple weeks out, the extended forecast shows highs around 60s with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. I would encourage each of you to look at the forecast as we get closer and be prepared for both inclement and warm weather. I encourage you to be prepared with extra water, sunscreen, and dress in layers. Also, please ensure that you stay hydrated. Alcohol does not count. As a reminder, alcohol can increase your risk for dehydration and hypothermia. Pasadena Fire will be patrolling the boulevard and the route all evening, looking for illegal bonfires that can easily spread to structures, causing injuries or death. Small professionally manufactured barbecues or similar warming appliances that are at least 1 foot off the ground and 25 feet away from structures are approved. We encourage you to have a fire extinguisher available on site. As was stated by Chief Perez, bonfires are illegal and not approved. An example that we see each year are washing machine drums that are filled with wood. These can produce embers that can quickly spread to structures or catch clothing on fire. Tents, sofas, and ladders that are used as seats are also not approved. And as always, fireworks are prohibited in Pasadena. Like many of you, I am a pet lover. We encourage you to keep your furry friends at home. It'll be cold, and they also may be scared from loud noises or other noises. Please report any suspicious activity. You are our eyes and ears. If you see something, say something. Let's help all together make this a safe and fun event. Pasadena Fire responds to nearly double our normal daily 911 calls for service during New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Some typical 911 calls include drug and alcohol overdoses, hypothermia, illegal burns, and various other medical and fire calls. We are assisted by nearly a dozen other partner fire agencies within the area. Pasadena Fire is a small agency, and we could not provide the level of protection to this community without our partners, and so we say thank you to them. In case of an emergency, call 911 immediately, and if at all possible, know your location. Without knowing your exact location, that can cause seconds to a minute's delay, and those seconds to minutes can be the difference between life and death. In an emergency, seconds truly count. And most important, our goal is to instill confidence in the parade and game so that each of our spectators can enjoy a great family event and a long-standing tradition. Happy holidays to each of you, and we will be available for any one-on-one or additional questions. Thank you.
Are there additional questions? If not, they're available for one-on-one.
Yeah, Lisa, thanks. So they're going to check vaccination status for the TV corner pictures, but not the rest of the pictures along the parade route?
That's correct. So television corner, in regards to checking for vaccination or proof of 72-hour test, television corner has been designated the mega event. And so that does require either the proof of vaccination or the 72-hour COVID test. Further down the parade route, there will not be checks. That has not been designated as a mega event. So the Rose Bowl game is considered a mega event. So anybody attending the game must have either proof of vaccination or proof of a 72-hour COVID test. And then masking is required for all participants over the age of 2 unless you are actively eating or drinking.
So what do you say to the people on the parade group about their safety COVID-wise?
Well, again, as an outdoor event, we encourage everybody to mask. We encourage everybody to, again, stay within their social pods to social distance and to remain as safe as possible.
Are there any precautions taken among the various marching bands and other
Yeah, so all parade participants, be it marching bands, equestrians, float participants, are required to have either proof of vaccination or 72-hour COVID test. I'm happy to report, as of today, 86% of participants in the Rose Parade have provided us proof of vaccination, and we are still getting those proof, and then we will have testing sites for anybody that needs to have proof of a 72-hour negative COVID test.
And how about public viewing of the floats during the construction?
Yeah, so we actually this year, what we call deck places, which is the public viewing, has been canceled this year just due to COVID requirements. So there is no public viewing of floats this year within our float barns. But again, Float Fest as an outdoor event, people can come on January 1st and January 2nd to see the floats as they're displayed at Float Fest.
Will volunteers on the float construction also be protected?
Yes, all participants, so even our volunteers working the parade route must be either vaccinated or proof of a 72-hour COVID test.
Is the whole route still available to the public?
Yes, the typical parade route is still available to the public, yes, from the start at Green Street on Orange Grove all the way to the end on Sierra Madre is available to the public.
And over where they start on Orange Grove Boulevard and down Mark, how are you going to police our requirements from over there?
So we'll talk to you after if that's okay. Let's finish the press
I was
conference.
asking a question, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll talk to you right
You
after.
asked if there was any questions.
Yeah, for media. We'll talk to you right after.
Just asking a question.
Thank you. If there's no more questions, they're available for one-on-ones afterwards.
Yeah, you guys were talking about the game itself, but what about, people camping out and stuff like that? What are the precautions there?
Yeah, so let me highlight that again real quick so you have it. I mean, if you're camping along the parade route, we cannot enforce the protocol because it's not a mega event. When you're outdoors, we still encourage masking because we know people will be eating, drinking, conversing with people in the groups next to them. We want people to stay in their families, in their groups, and try not to commingle with others along the parade route. So wear your mask, physically distance if at all possible. There's a lot of people that congregate along the parade route overnight. It's a family tradition year after year, and not having the parade last year, we think more people will be out there this year to make up for that. We just need people to take precautions, mask, socially distance, get vaccinated, get the booster. The variant is bringing our numbers up significantly throughout LA County. We have our own health department, which we're very fortunate to have, but we also have strict protocol. And again, LA County, LA City, and Pasadena have different health orders. So please call in advance the hotel you may be staying at, the restaurants you're frequenting, or the entertainment venues you may be going to, because there'll be different mandates in all three of those jurisdictions.
Now, how is it that part of this is not considered a mega event?
Because mega events is 10,000? Was it 10,000? Yeah, sorry. Mega event is considered 10,000 people or more. So that would be the parade at TV Corner. For those of you not familiar with TV Corner, that's Orange Grove in Colorado. The game at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and Float Fest, which follows the parade the next day, where all the floats gather the next day. I don't think it's specific to space.
Lisa, it's ticketed patrons. Ticketed patrons.
Ticketed for the game. Yeah, I'm sorry. For the game, if you're a ticketed patron, you have to show proof of vaccination or a negative test within 72 hours for the game.
Sure, at least I can help.
Right. Oh, yeah, go for it.
So the health orders for a mega event, which is 10,000 or more people outdoors, ticketed patrons. So at Television Corner with those grandstands, those are ticketed seats. So then it falls underneath the mega event order. Later down the parade route, it's not ticketed. That's walk up to view. So it's not considered a mega event further down the parade route. And that's why you have a difference in requirements.
One last bit about the security folks. How much, by say percentage, will the security cost this year versus 2 years ago? I imagine it's more.
Yeah, every year Every year the cost does go up, just the natural cost of inflation, as well as any increase in use of equipment or pay raises for personnel. We could see on average of a 5 to 10% increase just by the natural order of things. But as for the security measures we have in place, we have very strong, very deep use of technology and personnel mixed. And so we do depend on a lot of the volunteers to be eyes and ears. But the costs are already in place. They haven't increased dramatically at all, just the regular costs I spoke of, and that's pretty much it. Thank you.
I'm hearing that bonfires and stuff are a tradition. So if I show up and bring a bonfire, that's penalty. How are we enforcing?
Yeah, so if you have bonfires and those kind of things you shouldn't have, same with sofas out there and a big giant tented events, we're going to ask you to take those down. If you refuse, we'll do what we call education, warning, and then enforcement. You will end up getting a citation for that, and we do have vehicles and trucks in the area that will help us remove those off the boulevard. So we do enjoy educating people. We do enjoy that part of it so they understand it, and when it's cooperation, it's fantastic. We'll get into a warning stage, and then if we do have to do enforcement, that's the unfortunate part, but we have to keep the parade safe. So thank you for that question.